Database Management System. Introduction. Database is collection of interrelated data which help in efficient retrieval, insertion and deletion of data from database and organize the data in the form of table, schema, view and reports. For example, university database organize the data about student, faculty and admin staff etc. which help in efficient retrieval, insertion and deletion of data from it. Data definition language and data manipulation language and data control language is used for retrieving and storing data in database. This software which is used to manage database is called database management system. For example, MySQL, Oracle, etc. popular commercial DBMS used in different applications. Topics to be covered in this subject: data abstraction and data independence, model, relational algebra, tuple calculus, database design, integrity constraint and normal form, query language, transaction and concurrency control, file structure, sequential files, indexing, B and B plus tree. Data abstraction and data independence. Database system comprise of complex data structure in order to make the system efficient in terms of retrieval of data and reduce complexity in terms of usability of users. Developers use abstraction, that is, hide irrelevant details from the user. There are mainly three levels of data abstraction: physical, logical and view. We have namely two levels of data independence arising from this level of abstraction, which is physical data independence and logical data independence. Model. Model is used to model the logical view of the system from data perspective, which consists of these components: entity, entity type and entity set. An entity set is an object of entity type and set of all entity is called as entity set. Example, E1 is an entity set having entity type student and set of all student is called entity set. A relationship type and relationship set. A relationship type represent the association between entity types and represented by diamond. Relational model, relational algebra and tuple calculus. Relational model represent how data is stored in relational databases. A relational database store data in the form of relations or tables. Constant and relational model. Domain constraint. These are attribute level constraint. An attribute can only take values which lie inside the domain range. Key integrity. Every relation in database should have at least one set of attribute which define a tuple uniquely. Those set of attribute is called key. For example, primary key. Referential integrity. When an attribute of a relation can only take values from other attribute of some relation or any other relation, it is called referential integrity. For example, foreign key. Data normalization. Normalization is the process of minimizing redundancy from a relation or set of relation. Redundancy in relation may cause insertion, deletion and updation anomalies. Normal forms are used to eliminate or reduce redundancy in database table. They are first normal form, second normal form, third normal form, bias coded normal form, fourth normal form and fifth normal form. Desired normal form is BCNF in a relation and is the highest normal form. Decomposition of a relation is done when a relation in a relational model is not in appropriate normal form. Relation R is decomposed into two or more relation if decomposition is lossless join or as well as dependency preserving. Query language. Structured query language is a standard database language which is used to create, maintain and retrieve the relational database. SQL is a programming language for relational database like MySQL, Oracle, Cybers, SQL Server, Postgres, etc. Other non-relational databases like NoSQL, like MongoDB, or DynamoDB, etc. do not use SQL. There are three types of SQL commands. Data definition language, it is used to define the structure of the database. Example, create table, add column, drop column and so on. Data manipulation language, it is used to manipulate data in the relation. For example, insert, delete, update and so on. Data control language, it is used to allow privileges on database. Example, revoke, grant. Other than that, we have DQL and TCL also. In TCL, we have commit, rollback, save point and set transaction, which is transaction control language. Transactions and concurrency control. A set of logically related operation is known as transaction. Concurrency control deals with interleaved execution of more than one transaction. In order to maintain consistency in database before and after the transaction, certain properties are to be followed and they are called as ACID property. A for atomicity, C for consistency, I for isolation, and D for durability. Several concurrency control protocol are used like log-based, graph-based, timestamp ordering protocol, multiple granularity protocol, and multi-version protocol. To control concurrency. File structures, sequential file indexing, B and B plus tree. Indexing is a way to optimize the performance of a database by minimizing the number of disk access required when a query is processed. Two types of indexing are there. Sparse and dense. There are primarily three index methods are used: cluster indexing, non-clustered, multi-level indexing. Types of file organization is used: sequential file organization, hash file organization, B plus tree, cluster file organization. Thank you for watching.